But the main thing is, you bunch of despite the provocation from the Democrats, no red wave talk. Hey! No red wave talk. No red wave talk. No red wave talk. No red wave talk.
Good. Get the in.
I want to issue a warning. Obviously, my videos have been a little more politics heavy lately. Trust me, I'll be making fun of the acolyte later today. It's just what's going on in America right now is unprecedented. There is what is, in my opinion, the biggest push, the biggest op to try and fool Republicans and Trump supporters in history. And we saw them do this, by the way, before everyone, hand waves this away. Remember the red wave? Remember that? Remember how that never happened? Remember how Hillary Clinton was miles ahead during the 2016? Every single poll in 2016 had Hillary Clinton miles ahead. And then you saw all these wokies having complete meltdowns because they couldn't possibly figure out how this happened, because everybody had been telling them for months and months that Hillary Clinton was going to win. Everyone was telling Republicans for months and months there was a red wave coming. Don't even bother voting. This is in the bag. This absolutely reeks like this. You must keep your foot on the gas until the day after the election. There is no slowing down. There is no looking at, it's fun to look at these charts, but it is my opinion that this is a massive PSYOP to get every single, no, I'm not, I got no problem with wokeness or Tim Pool or any of these people. Everybody posted this chart, right? You saw it, right? If you're on X, you saw it. Oh my God, it's gonna, look at Trump. He's winning every state except for 7 of them. He's going to get 400 electoral college votes. Wrong. This is wrong. Now, Trump will likely win Wisconsin if they remove Joe Biden, but Trump is not leading in Minnesota. That's within the margin of error. So also in Michigan, there are many states that are still up for grabs. And so this is designed, in my opinion, to get Trump supporters to take the foot off the gas. You look at this. Trump is up in every swing state by large margins, plus a few solid blue states, according to a single poll. I think it's pretty curious no one is out there refuting this, because there are new polls that come out. If you are a big data individual, you could look at RCP, Real Clear Polling, Real Clear Politics, to get an idea of the new polls that come out every week, which I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how things swing around wildly. I responded to this and I said, this is a PSYOP to get this exact reaction. Nothing is over. It will still be near impossible to get Trump to win in November. Stay focused, which is how I feel. Hodge twins also picked it up. Don't trust their data. They want us complacent. We have to get the biggest turnout in history to win. And that's true. That's 100% true. Trump got how many million, the most votes all time ever were cast in 2020. Trump got more votes in 2020 than he got in 2016, and it still wasn't enough. Okay. Yes, it's fun. You see the persistence, Scott Presler, huge shout out to the work on the ground that he's doing. Trump should break him off a couple milli for his operation for sure. My heart sings loudly, a tune for all to hear. Hear me clearly. High turnout helps Donald Trump. If you want to make this map a reality, then we need to get everyone registered to vote. Maine is in play. Minnesota is in play. Virginia is in play. Pennsylvania is in play. And to be fair, or to put that in perspective, if he wins Pennsylvania, it's over. I don't think Minnesota's in play, but Virginia and Maine, or Virginia certainly is in play. If he wins 2 of these, he wins the election. This is a lot of people are picking up. Don't get fooled into thinking it's in the bag. Get everyone and anyone registered into the polls. Leave no doubt every vote matters. 100%. Now, if we look at actual aggregate polling, okay, actual RCP aggregate polling, which is, again, just the reason the aggregate is only interesting to me is because it kind of bakes in a lot of these smaller polls and gives you an idea directionally, okay? if we look at RCP, there's been, since the debate, there's been, what, 2-3 new polls coming in? You had the CNN poll that ended on 6:30 that had Trump +6. Then you had the Yahoo News poll, which had Trump +2. But then you had Reuters and Ipsos having them even, right? Trump at CBS poll that ended on the 2nd, ending yesterday. Trump was +2. But all of this, in my opinion, is within the margin of Burr. Okay, this is all within the margin of like it's all in the margin of, unless these polls are showing Trump +10, you should proceed as if it's Trump -10. There's no bad outcome from Trump winning by a lot. Okay, like that's what I want to point out to people. Yes, my mask of impartiality has slipped. Everyone knows I'm a Trump guy, all right? I'm not a Republican, but I am a Trump guy. And I want him to win. And I want him to win bigly. And he doesn't win bigly if people take their foot off the accelerator. And I want to give you just a perfect example. Remember the red wave? Remember, look at this. Now they say, oh, Kamala's going to be, this is all a PSYOP to me. They have Democrats creating a bunch of accounts, and because they know people look at PredictIt, I bet you bots are manipulating this. There's no way that there's only a 31% chance that Joe Biden is the nominee. No way. It's at least 50%. Okay, so the idea that Gavin Newsom's even on this list is pure insanity. Michelle Mohap, Obama, complete insanity. Gretchen Whitmer, Hillary Clinton has already said she's not going to run. She's a zillion years old. Okay, so these polls are not kind of the be-all, end-all. And I remember the red wave that never happened. Just remember that. And I think that people remember, oh, Trump, there's going to be a red wave. We're going to get something done in the Senate, in the House. Wrong. Never happened. Democrats won. Why? In my opinion, because everyone was talking about a red wave and then they stayed home. Go back to the 2016 election polls. One of the biggest, most revealing poll fails in history. Nate Silver's career destroyed. Most everybody. That's why I only look at aggregate polls. Yeah, when I live stream with Sticks, we'll talk about X, Y, and Z poll that happened and this, that, and the other. But for the most part, I just look at aggregate polls to get a directional idea, but I don't care that much about any one poll. Supporters of presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, I just want to remind you all, because I think this is important. Watch televised coverage of the U.S. presidential election at Capitol Hill and broke down in tears. The result of Tuesday's presidential election came as a surprise to nearly everyone who had following the national and state election polling. You know why it didn't surprise me? Because I never even looked at polls then. I just talked to people. And I knew what people, as Campbell would say, I was out here in them streets, okay? And I knew that Trump had a chance. And so they said, relying largely on opinion polls, election forecasters put Clinton's chance of winning anywhere from 70% to as high as 99%, and pegged her as heavy favorite to win a number of states, such as Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, that in the end were taken by Trump. I want you to remember their faces. I want you to remember those cries. It's her time. How could this have happened? That is the face and the reaction of somebody that was looking at the polls and was flicking their little bean and enjoying their big lead that the mainstream media kept saying that they had. So has anything changed in the mainstream media from 2016 to 2024? I ask you this ironically, because we all know nothing has. So why in the heck are Trump supporters giving a damn about what the mainstream media is saying about polling data? Why are Trump supporters caring that mainstream media is saying Joe Biden is going to drop out? I'll worry about Joe Biden dropping out when he does. That Joe Biden dropping out doesn't get Donald Trump more votes. Okay. It might get Joe Biden fewer votes, but Donald Trump needs more votes. Nothing that the Democrats are doing right now is important. We have 5 months to save this country, essentially, right? I don't want to go like use that kind of rhetoric. But the election is, what is it, July? So July, August, September, October, November, 5 months, right? Nothing that the Democrats do between now and then matters. What matters is getting Donald Trump votes. And so what doesn't get him votes is quote tweeting these charts and being like, look how far ahead we are. It's Jeb Bush all over again. We're ahead. We're killed. No, it's an op, I believe, to do exactly what they did in the red wave. They realized that polling matters. They realized that when people see that they're ahead in the polls, they don't show up at the polls. That's what happened to Hillary Clinton in 2016. That's what happened to Republicans in 2022 when the red wave was supposed to happen. Everyone stayed home and talked about the red wave, and then they lost. You know, it's like this, and if ever, you know, for example, if ever there's been a candidate that people maybe aren't going to talk about freely and openly about supporting, it's Donald Trump. That was a big part of it. But now that's become a Biden thing, right? All these people voted for Joe Biden in the primaries. All these people donated their hard-earned money to Joe Biden, all right? So as far as I'm concerned, Joe Biden is running until he's not. All this distraction about, oh, Joe's going to drop out. No, he's not. I have not seen a single piece of actual evidence that anybody in the United States government will make the correct decision when it comes to their mental capacity and remove themselves from their position of power. Mitch McConnell was literally stroking out on TV multiple times. Ruth Bader Ginsburg never stepped down. Obama begged her so that he could appoint a Democrat. Obama begged her. And all you feminists who love Ruth Bader Ginsburg and you have your Ruth Bader Ginsburg t-shirts, in the end, she betrayed you. In the end, she chose power over what was right. In the end, she chose to die on the job and let Donald Trump replace her with a Republican. That's what Ruth Bader Ginsburg, your hero, did. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican, expect the same behavior from all of them. Don't get distracted. Get out there. Keep your foot on the accelerator. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.